Hey guys. So, kind of mid-afternoon. Got stuff I want to do. Plans for the evening. Get this knocked out. So, very besieged. What do we got here in black? Horrifying revelation. Target player discards a card, then puts the top card of her library into graveyard. So it's discard and mill all at the same time. You don't normally see mill a lot in black. It's more of a blue and artifact mechanic, you know? But that's okay. That's okay. Virulent Wound. Cheap way to remove small utility creatures. It's alright. Flenser Might. 1/1 infect lifelink. This guy is interesting. Usable in draft, outside of draft, I don't know. Virusis. It's an enchantment that just gives a creature infect. Not wild about it. Gruesome Encore. I only have one of these. Creature from opponent's graveyard into the battlefield near control. Haste. Exile at end of turn. You know, I'm looking at this and I wonder if there's a way to abuse that. I'll have to check. Phyrexian Rager. We saw him in Invasion. He's a reprint. Rather different art for him. It's not a bad card. It's a solid limited card. I don't think you'll see it in Instructed, but it's a solid limited card. Morbid Plunder. Cults in 2 black for 2 creatures from grave to hand. It's not bad at all. Phyrexian Crusader. 2/2 pro red and white. So he's protection from Boros, right? And he's First Strike and Infect. First Strike on an Infect creature is really, really good. Basically for the reason that you get to debuff your enemy before he hits you back. For instance, if you want to kill this guy, you have to block him with at least a 4/3. Furthermore, it have to be a black, blue, or green 4/3. Yeah. He's nasty. Septic Rats. It's a 2/2 infect. When it attacks, gets +2. Gets +1/+1 till end of turn. If the opponent has any poison counters. Nice. More often than not, he's going to be a 3/3 on the swing. Flesh Eater Imp is insane. He's a 3 cults and a black for a 2/2 flying infect. So right there, that puts him slightly above the Time Strike in white. But granted, this guy's uncommon. Time Strike is a common. You can also give him +1/+1 till end of turn by sacrificing a creature. I've seen this guy win games in draft. He might even be constructed worthy. Not by a lot, but definitely worth looking at, you know. Sangromancer, 3/3 flyer. When a creature opponent controls is put into graveyard from battlefield, gain 3 life. When an opponent discards a card, gain 3 life. Not sure if I like the Sangromancer or not. I just don't know. I mean, heavens forbid, it's 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer with nothing but upside. That's not exactly common in black. Phyrexian Vat Mother, 4/5 infect. At the beginning of your upkeep, get a poison counter. She's 4 mana for a 4/5 infect. She's incredibly dangerous in the mirror match. Infect versus infect, because she'll accelerate your opponent's win condition. But on the other hand, she's a 4/5 with infect. She is a huge infect body. Infect creatures generally run the low end of the spectrum. Speaking of reasonable sized infect bodies, Scourge Servant. He's a 3/3 infect for 4 and a black. I've mentioned this guy in the past when talking about drafting. Is he constructed worthy? Probably not. In fact, I might even go so far as to say almost definitely not. But I will say this as well. In draft or a sealed deck, this guy is very playable. Very playable. He's an infect dude with a big body. Hard to go wrong. Spread the sickness. Destroy a creature, then proliferate. Even if you're not playing infect, it's hard removal. Hard to go wrong. Nested Ghoul. Whenever a source deals damage to the ghoul, you put a 2/2 black zombie token under your control. Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. He's okay, but I just he doesn't thrill me. Cost to count. He's a 4/4 when he goes to the graveyard from battlefield. Each player loses 4 life. He doesn't thrill me either. Black Sun Zenith thrills me. X black sorcery. Put X neg1 counters on each creature. Shuffle Zenith back into your library. That thing's awesome. It's like, yeah, hi, it's mass removal. Mass removal, hard to go wrong with it. I got one friend who, whenever he plays aggro decks, he has a nasty habit of overextending himself. He does it all the time. And heavens forbid, he's apparently he tends to play in formats where mass removal isn't common. So I may actually be in. Whenever he plays me, he's generally not expecting it until it's too late. Then he sits there and he's like, oh. So he's got a nasty habit of overextending. But oh well. Steel Sabotage. This is actually a pretty good card. There's a single blue instant. Counter an artifact spell or return an artifact to its owner's hand. That's not bad. That's really nice. Oculus, it's a 1/1. Goes to the graveyard from play, draw a card. That's nice. It's a good utility creature. Well, I didn't say it's a utility creature. It's a good chump blocker. Turn the Tide. Creatures your opponent control get -2, -0 till end of turn. In theory, it's going to screw over a lot of people, especially infect players. In actual application, I've never seen it as overly useful. Excuse me. Sorry, I haven't been up that long. Mirror Spy. It's a 1/3 flyer. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may untap him. Meh. Doesn't impress me. Steady Progress. Proliferate. Draw a card. Also fails to impress me. But it's got uses. And it doesn't even belong in this set. the words of the immortal Ozzy Osbourne, don't ask me, I don't know. Treasure Mage, I've seen some people try and build decks with him. He doesn't thrill me. 2 colors and a blue for a 2/2. When he hits the board, search your library for an artifact with bond to cost 6 or greater, reveal, put it in the hand, shuffle. He just doesn't thrill me. Neither Treasure Mage nor Trinket Mage thrill me. I don't know. The Vedalken Anatomist. This guy is, in Limited, he's really good. In Constructed, I can't really speak for him. Now, you know I mostly draft when I play. To let you know just how good this guy is, he's an uncommon. I had 3 play sets of him, which means I have 2 play sets to spare. I would draft him even when I wasn't playing blue because he's too dangerous. Cryptoplasm, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use him. Ever. What does he even do? At the end of your upkeep, you only have him become a copy of another target creature. Okay. Okay, so reading what Cryptoplasm does, it's actually not bad. But for some reason, I've never seen anyone use it. Mitotic Manipulation, there's another one I've never seen anyone use. It's a sorcery for colors 2 blue. Look at your top 7. You may put one of those onto the battlefield if it has the same name as a permanent. Put the rest on the bottom. Yeah, okay. I can see why that's not used. Ugh, excuse me, holy crap. Nurok Commando. 2/1 Shroud. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Basically, he sits there and says, chump block me. And there's the whole problem. You know, with the 1 toughness, the good ability like that. Now, granted, the Shroud means your opponent's not hitting him with direct removal. No targeted removal, no burn, nothing like that. But, seriously? This guy is, he's not connected. Not if your opponent can do anything about it. Vivisection, 3 colors and a blue, sorcery. In addition to the casting cost, sacrifice a creature, draw 3 cards. Now, the draw 3 cards part is nice. Sacrificing a creature part, not so much. I mean, if you can combine it with a creature where you have a benefit, when it goes to the graveyard from play, yeah, great, use it. You know, something like, you know, the Oculus or the Perilous Mirror. But, you know, you have to you have to build around it, I guess. I don't think anyone really likes it. Vedalken Infuser. I should have gotten more of this guy. I don't. It's the only copy I have. He's a 1/4. At the end of your upkeep, you may put a charge counter on target artifact. It's actually not bad at all. Distant Memories, 2 in double blue. Search your library for a card, exile it, shuffle. Any opponent may have you put that card into your hand. If no player does, you draw 3 cards. So for 2 in double blue, you tutor up a card. You put that card down, face down, and you say, I get that card or I draw 3. What's your choice? I don't know. Never seen anyone use it. I don't know. Zeal for the Cause, 2 in double blue, counterspell, proliferate. 4 mana counters generally haven't been popular unless they did something really good, like Dismiss made you draw a card, Rewind untapped 4 lands. Those were playable. Dismiss, meh. Dismiss Dismiss Fuel Cause is kind of meh-ish. Right now I put it in my Thallid deck. Not sure how it works out with it yet. Need to play it a few more times before I decide. Serum Raker, 3/2 flying. When he goes to your graveyard, each player discards a card. He's okay. He's better in draft when a 3-power flyer is worth it, but constructed, I mean, I suppose he'd go alright like a Madness deck. Or maybe something with a lot of flashback or dredge. But yeah, I don't think of him as constructed worthy. And if I'm wrong on that, then I'm wrong on that. Now, Quicksilver guys are on the other hand. Despite being high on the mana curve, I found at the very least in draft or limited, it's very playable. Outside of that, I don't know. 4 and a blue for an instant, return up to 2 target non-land permanents to owner's hands. Now the key is it says up to. That means you can return 1. This has been a card that's won me games. What else we got here? Spire Serpent. He's a 3/5 defender. On Metalcraft gets +2/+2, and may attack as though he didn't have defender. I'm not keen on him. I don't know anyone who is. Corrupted Conscience, 3 and double blue. It's an aura, enchant creature. You gain control of enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has infect. Okay, so we've got that and Volition Reigns in the same block. There's a lot of steal your opponent's creatures potential there. The fact that this gives the stolen creature infect is interesting. It can work for you, it can work against you, it can do a lot of funky things. If you're really in a pinch and you've got your opponent up with a bunch of poison counters, but your only dude on the field doesn't have poison counters, doesn't have infect, but he can get through, you can actually drop this on your own creature as a massively overcosted Phyresis. Yeah, kid science fun stuff. Consecrated Sphinx. He's a 4/6. Whenever an opponent draws a card, you draw 2. It's really, really interesting. It's nasty. I am not terrifyingly keen on it. I mean, yeah, it's a big body flyer for 6, so it is technically playable. But I don't know. I mean, I've just never been impressed by it. I mean, it's got a great ability too. Don't get me wrong. But for some reason, the package as a whole has never impressed me, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe because there's so much orange in the picture. Yeah, right. Blue Sun Zenith X triple blue instant. Target player draws X cards, shuffle Zenith into your library. Seriously, under most circumstances, I'd say this is better than Stroke of Genius from Urza's Saga. Yeah. Stroke of Genius was X2 in the blue. Target player draws X cards. Instant. I mean, exchanging the two colors for double blue instead, but you shuffle it back into your library. Yeah, most circumstances I'd say that's better than Stroke of Genius. And back in the day, Stroke of Genius was thought to be a really good card. Of course, people were also comparing it to Brain Geyser, which was X blue, target player draws X cards at sorcery speed. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh well. I'll cover the artifacts probably tomorrow. Try and get this posted. I got stuff to do. Catch you kids later. Be good.